What's up, peeps? What's up? This is your boy GM Ashley in effect. And for the very first time, I've never done this before. The very first time, I have a guest on, and I'm happy to say it's the man, it's the legend, it's the myth. What's up, myth? Thank you for joining me. Thank your followers as well who are hanging out. And we're here to have a good time. I hear you've decided to go from being an uber Fortnite player to a chess god. Aren't you good enough at what you do, man?
I don't know about chess god, but I want to learn the game.
I hear you. I know when you put your mind to something, you make it happen. So good. Welcome aboard. I know you've had some lessons before. How are you feeling about your game right at this moment?
I still feel like I'm definitely a starter. There are a lot of things that I have a lot of weaknesses.
A lot of weaknesses. What is that? What is?
So I plan on strengthening. I'm feeling good about
The mid game phase. I think late game is where I sort of struggle with the most. So probably that's where I'm at, I think.
So I hear you've been doing openings. Like you've been studying openings a lot. Like what's up with that? When I hear about a person who's just started chess, I always tell my chat, we don't do openings. That's like something we just don't do. Where did you get this story about openings?
Well, no, okay. So it's not that I'm studying like a bunch of openings and everything, but Levy basically gave me one opening and he was like, okay, just play this and this is what you're gonna play so that it's so that I could get into the game, But I haven't been practicing multiple openings or like the counter openings to this one or that one or anything crazy like that. So yeah, I just have this one. It's my baby, and it's what we're rocking with now.
Let me see it. Make a move. We got a board in front of us.
There you go.
All right, so you play this move. So I'm just gonna be classical about it. I'm gonna reply to you. I want to see what you know because I gotta get into your headspace. What's this?
We do knight to f3.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna play classical. I'm not gonna try to fool you in any way. I just want to see what you do.
Then right here, I'll probably play bishop up. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just continue to stay classical with you. I just want to. This looks very classical. So definitely taught you a good opening. No question about it. Levy did a good job there.
Okay.
See, now you're thinking and wondering, oh, you just played knight to c3. So this is just the basics. Now, why have you been playing these moves so far? What's the logic to the first four moves that you have just played?
The logic to the first four moves that I played is I want to control center. Like I'm playing for like pawn structure control and like the center.
And control the center.
And on top of it is like I just trying to get pieces out in a safe manner as well.
That's it. That's legit. That's exactly what you should be trying to do in the opening. And if you play these moves, obviously your opponent's going to do something similar. Everybody knows about developing pieces, controlling the center, getting the king to safety. I'm sure you've heard of that as well. So you're probably getting ready to castle soon.
Yep.
So if I made a move, for example, like this one, you'd probably
castle. Like that, I would castle, yeah.
All right. So your opening's basic. It's nothing super duper crazy that he taught you. So this is good. Now, my concern is about your visualization. When I'm talking to somebody who just learned how to play, the biggest thing that I talk about is what do you see? Can you see the board? Do you see everything that's happening on the board? So I'm going to switch this up. One of my chatters of Vivco is saying, Maurice is talking about an opening? Because they know I avoid the openings in our street. Like they're like, what are we doing? Right? I'm not going to talk about openings of Vivco. Come on. They all want to see some crazy gambits. What we're going to do is we're going to switch this up. I'm going to clear the board so we have a fresh board. And I'm going to add some pieces to the board. And what I'm going to add is I'm going to add a queen. And this is an exercise that I do in my app. Let me get this bishop. This bishop's not listening to me. Hold on. Let me get this guy. Here we go. All right. So this is the board we have in front of us, okay? Now you might be like, what is this? This doesn't look like chess. It just looks like two pieces. But this exercise I call quibs. It's queen intercepting bishops, all right? This is on my app. And what it's for is to get you to really see the board well and to see especially forks really well. You know what forks are?
Yeah.
You do. All right. So this is an exercise. We could go slow or we could go quickly. But all you have to do is you have the 2 bishops. You must not let me capture one of your bishops. That's it. Don't let me take one of your bishops. So you can move the bishop and I'll move either bishop you want. And my job is to always attack at least one of your bishops to give you a chance. If I start playing domination, which is like try to control the board, you could be in trouble. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to attack your bishop and you just try to save your bishops. Don't let me take one of your bishops and try to last 10 moves. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. It's your move. You have the bishops. Obviously, it was my move. I would have a devastating move right now. Oh, man. Dude, what you just did, one of your bishops is going.
True.
You see that? I got 2 on you. You put your pieces on the same line, and you're gone in one move, dude. You can't do that. All right, so let's try another move. Don't let me get one of your bishops. Okay, that's a good move. That's a good move. So I'm going to just keep you honest. So you got 1 down. Simple game, it seems like, until you got to look. Dude, you lasted 2 moves this time. Because I got you hit here, and I got you hit there. So you're in trouble. Let's put it back.
Restart.
Okay, so now you see, this is what I mean by board
visualization.
I understand. We only have 3 things on the board.
Yeah, we have to
all those chess pieces on the board, and you got to check out all the possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. I'm just try it again. Try it again. I got my group in here. Chipotle Sensei is saying, slow down. Slow down. Don't rush. Just take a look. Let me give you, I'm making sure that you always have a move. So don't rush it. We're learning here. So just be careful where you put it. You only have 1 good move right now, but it does exist. So I need you to study it and make sure you don't make a mistake. So you got 1 down. Are you drawing arrows?
Yeah.
Are you trying to help yourself out?
Yeah.
You're throwing a lot of arrows. What are all these arrows? What's up? All you need to do is make it. You studied it and you realize that's your only time. All right, no problem. No problem. Let me make sure you have a way out, because sometimes there's no way out. In my app, the computer knows to give you a way out. So I'm going to just hit you with this move. I can't move as fast as the engine does to solve it out. So I'm going to just take a little one. Michiko said that she wishes that they had arrows on the app. No arrows on the app. That's right. No cheating.
Just Are you against arrows?
You can't use the arrows. You got to see it in your mind. When you're playing a real game, can you use arrows? You can't use arrows. No, come on now.
Not in real life, no.
No, you do have a move though. In fact, I think you have 2 different moves here. We're up to, this is number 3. You've been lasting 2 moves so far.
Okay. Let me think.
So you need to, I see 2 good moves for you.
I see 1, I think.
All right, then
maybe. Play it. Hold up, I want to make sure.
This is harder than Fortnite.
No, it's not good. Oh no. Okay.
What were you thinking?
Hold up. I was thinking bishop to f8, but then you just go queen f2 and you take 1 at least.
Nice. Well done. Let's get that for the folks who don't know. You wanted to put your bishop here, but then I would have just put my queen here. There would have been a crossing point on your 2 pieces. So that's awesome. That's the visualization I'm trying to teach, right? That you can really look at the board and spot those possibilities. Because again, when you have a full board, it's going to be hard to see everything. But if you can do it instantaneously, the better you get at this, then the better you're going to be on a chessboard.
Okay.
So this is what this is about. So that was not an answer. I do see 2 separate answers myself.
Right. I got one.
Actually, I see 3.
I think this is the one.
3 different answers. You got a lot of moves, man.
4.
That's 1. Exactly. So that you just made sure I couldn't get you in 1 move. You could have also gone here.
True.
And I believe you could have also gone here.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I wouldn't have been able to get you in either case.
Yeah.
But, all right, now let me try to be a little bit trickier. If I do this, you're going to loot. Wait. Yeah, I can't. That's too good. Let me give you a chance, because that's how the app works, is to give chances. So I'm going to go here.
Okay.
So now Yeah, there's possibilities. You got to be careful because there's all kinds of hits. Now the
True.
point is, I can't put my queen on a square your bishop can take, right? Your bishop moves diagonally, so
Yeah.
I could attack both of them, but not if you can capture me. So I really have to be careful as that, as well as the queen. The queen can't just be like, I'm gonna go anywhere because I'll get captured.
Yeah.
So you do have actually, from what I'm looking at, only one move.
Okay. I
Only
gotta find
one.
it. Yeah. Only one move. Okay.
You see how you're forced to expand your vision of the board, right? You got
Yeah. It forces you to like, especially in this scenario where like you know there's so many like the range is longer, right, than your typical chess match, and so it lets you look at it in a different way, I think.
But the queen is a beast, right? We know that the queen is a beast, straight beast. So Michiko said G4. Michiko G4, you would lose instantly. Like boom, G4 is not a square.
I'm oh man. Okay, hold on.
Ah, a couple of my peeps in the chat are picking it up.
Oh wait, no.
Wait a
I
minute,
moved
you
the
just
piece. I moved the
this
piece
allows
sideways.
illegal moves
Yeah.
because we don't have a king on the board. But it looks like my chat is picking up some moves. Although Elfins suggested A6, you found it. All right, Elfins suggested A6. A6 doesn't work, Elfins, because of that move. You'd have been caught. So you found the right move. That's good. What we want now is for, because I saw the move, I want you to speed up a little bit.
Okay.
Try to see if your instincts can take over, okay?
Okay.
I know you're scared, to make a mistake, but we'll give you another chance. So just try to see how quickly you can pull this next move off.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can put it off in less than 10 seconds. Ready? And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Nice. Look at you. Look at you. Good job. Good job. All right. I'm going to put the pressure on you again. Just make sure you have a key move for whatever I do next. Ooh, I almost made a winning play that wins against everything. So I need to make sure you have a move. And wow, every move I'm looking at wins. That's that Grandmaster instinct coming out. Like, I just want to beat you. Okay, I see one. Ready? There. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, dude. Do you see what's wrong with your move?
Yeah. Wait, no, wait. I go, well. No, I don't. Oh, wait.
No.
Oh, no. You go here and then.
No. I can't go there because your bishop will take me.
Oh, true. No, what's the mistake with it? Oh, all the way through. Yeah.
See
True.
that? So now I'm going to give you a secret. You might have been able to figure out the secret already, but here's the secret. All right? The secret is this. Every time the bishops are on the squares, right, they're going to have two crossing points. Two crossing points. That is, you're going to have this corner of the rectangle, and you're going to have this corner of the rectangle. You see what I'm saying? So this square and this square are going to always be the answers. Those are the crossing points. So if we put a bishop here, for example, the two crossing points are going to be here and here. I have no access to those squares, therefore you're good.
Yeah.
You see that? That's a cheat.
So you try to play in crossing points where the queen doesn't have access to.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And whenever you put two pieces down on the board, there will always be two crossing points. So I'm showing you how to spot forks quicker. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Before I continue this activity, I'm going to put, instead of a bishop, I'm going to put a rook on the board. Now the rook is a different piece because it moves laterally, right? It moves laterally, up and down, sideways. So the same idea, I can't go here to attack a rook. Or I can't go here to attack a rook, like here. Because you'll just take me. So the crossing points are not the same. The crossing points for the rook will be on the diagonal, while for the bishop will be vertical, because the bishop doesn't move that way. So what is a crossing point right now that you will spot in this position? What would be the fork?
Would it be A4?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very good. A4 it is. All right. Now, I got some advanced players over here like, oh, we spotted A4. No problem. Yeah. Okay. But that's the thing we want from you is to be able to be like, we see it. We see it. We see it. Okay. So I'm going to put it on a different square. What about, well, let's put it here. What would be a crossing point on this position?
A crossing point on that position?
Where the queen would attack both rook and bishop.
Yeah, so D6 and B3.
D6 is not an answer.
Wait.
Yeah, D6 blows you up two
Oh,
ways,
yeah.
dude. You're gonna
D6 are out, yeah. Oh, sorry,
Right.
sorry, yeah. B3 then.
B3 is one. Now you have another one you have access to right now, actually.
One I have access to right oh wait, whoops. I accidentally clicked on the board. No, that wouldn't work.
Papa Jokester had it. Bus has it in my stream, in my chat. They're spotting some stuff. There's one you actually have access to. So
I
to
can't get blown
simplify
up
your
on either
task,
side.
to
Yeah.
simplify your task, because I want you to be able to see this kind of thing immediately. The players in my stream who are spotting it, they're experienced players. So they're going to just look and see it. But you can look and see it if you have a technique for doing it. So what you should do is start with a piece like the rook and just in your head draw the diagonals away from the rook because you have to attack the rook diagonally. Now,
Yeah.
on what squares on this diagonal can you go that's also attacking the bishop?
H3.
You see that? You see it right away.
Mhm.
As soon as you do this,
Yeah.
you just see it. This is what I want you to be able to do. Just boom. So now, look at the diagonal. You can color it in red, right? You can color the square in red. Just press right click and click the square.
Yeah. You want me
So
to do that
color
with
the square
H3?
H3.
There you go.
And you also had B3, so color that. Now you have another one.
Another one that I have access to right now?
No, you don't have access to.
Just
It's
in
just
general.
you can. It's another answer to this.
Oh, okay.
Again, we're teaching forks. I want you to be able to
Yeah.
see forks because it's a very popular thing to be attacking with two things at the same time. I mean, to attack two things at once. So the queen is a beast. If you don't know the queen, you're going to be in trouble. So what other square is all? If the queen were sitting on, it's also attacking the bishop. It's along the arrows.
this one.
There you go. You see? And you can be sure that these three squares are the only three. There's nothing else to look for. We can see instantly. Nothing else attacks the bishop at the same time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move the rook on a different square. Tell me all the crossing points here. Just by doing the technique I just showed you. You could do it with the bishop too, but just doing the technique. The arrows out of the rook, and what are the squares that, along those arrows, the bishop, you could go on for the queen to attack the rook and the bishop. That's one. That's two. And the last one?
Last one is wait. Right
There
here.
you go. You see the trick, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to change this up. Let's put this one on a different square. Try this one again. Remember, okay. So this time I want you to try it without the arrows.
Yeah, that's why I tagged
imagine the arrow in your head.
Yeah.
The diagonals. And you'll be able to just spot the square. So let's see you do it real quick. Yes.
Here, where I could attack both.
It's got to be along the diagonal of the rook, right? So it's
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
along the diagonal of the rook and on the same rank as the bishop. The same. There you go.
There's only
That
two
has to
here,
be
right?
Only two answers because the diagonals
Yeah.
coming out of the rook on this diagonal is very short.
Yeah.
So you only have to worry about these two diagonals. You see? So this is something in chess we do automatically. We're like pop, pop, pop. If you can't do this when you're playing a game, Myth, it's going to be like you put your piece somewhere and a queen's going to show up and go boom, and you're going to go, I'm losing somebody. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And this you can't afford. You have to be able to see the board. That's why we do this exercise. I'm gonna try one more. I'm gonna put the bishop here, and I want you to tell me what the answers are for this one.
The answers for this one, yeah. Here.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Let me do this. What's the answer for this one?
The answer for this one is here. Oh wait, yeah, there. Come
on.
Is it?
It's got to be along that diagonal, so you just need to find. No, that's not going to be it because it's not on the same rank as the bishop. Remember,
it's on the same diagonal.
Remember, the bishop is doing this work, so you just need along your diagonal to find that crossing point. Just follow the rook along the diagonal. You already got one. You're already here.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Okay, I'm going to give the whole diagonal. Where do they cross?
Okay. They cross here.
There you go. You can actually see the cross. You see it.
Yeah.
You see them Xing, one going this way, one going that way. Right?
Yeah.
You see where they cross. It's just that simple, actually. But you have to actually see it, not draw the arrows to see it. So if we do this, and I go like so, and like so, and then I go like so, like so, like so, and like so, I'm finding a crossing point here.
Yeah, you can see the crossing points already.
Right?
Yeah.
I can see this crossing point is here. Sorry, here. Yeah, you put that one.
Yeah.
And then there are no more crossing points.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do this without the arrows. we can't do it with the arrows. Otherwise, you're not going to see the board. You're going to be using the arrows to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the trick. Let's go back to our original game with the two bishops, where you have the two bishops and I have the queen. So whenever you move, it's going to be vertical now. So this one, what are the two crossing points here?
The two crossing points for this one are here and here.
Nice. All right. Let's try the two crossing points for here.
Here and here.
Nice. You see this one quickly because they're the same piece. What about here?
Yeah. Ooh.
Bam. Oh, you're fast with this. What about here? Very good. Man, you're killing this one. Now, see, the rook was harder because you got to go diagonal and then you got to go vertical or horizontal with the rook. But with this, it's just the bishops. You're going to go boom, boom, boom. Right? Are you feeling this?
Pardon?
Are you feeling this? Are you feeling?
Yeah. I think this is really important. Actually, it's like it's a different way of like thinking about. Well, maybe not different to you, but it's a different way for me to like think about visualizing the board and visualizing how pieces attack certain pieces. Which honestly, I like this way a lot. Though it makes a tremendous amount of sense.
We're trying to give you that. Every piece has that capability. So for example, if I took this off the board, took the bishop off the board, and I put a rook on the board, right? And you're this bishop has only one power and to attack diagonally. So what is a way it can attack these two pieces?
Attack these two pieces.
Because as far as the bishop is concerned, there's only one way it can actually do it. It's not like the queen that does the crossing points. Yeah. This bishop can only attack one way.
It could only attack on h4.
Exactly. Put it on screen for the people who don't see h4 that fast. So that's the only way. It's going to attack along a diagonal because these two pieces are sitting on diagonal. If I put this piece here, and let me take a queen away because it's too aggressive. I put a knight here. I'm going to take, you can put the bishop wherever you want. Just pick it up. Whoa. Sorry about that. Put the bishop wherever you like. And what are the two spots it can attack the rook and the knight?
The two spots where it could attack the rook and the knight?
Simultaneously, yeah, because there's going to be crossing points. The bishop, there you go. That's one. What's the other one? You see, now when you have it like this, you're just seeing next level now. I just took you to the next level because you can start to see the crossing points. If you're going to go after pieces, you have to see those crossing points. If you want to win something in chess, if you just attack a rook, let's say we put the bishop and the bishop's like, ooh, let me attack the rook. The rook's going to move.
Yeah.
That was nothing. If you say, let me just attack the knight's going to move. That's
Yeah.
not a power move. A power move is a fork. When you attack two things, people get scared. And that's how GMs play. We always look for the move that has a double purpose.
Mhm.
Is that something that happens in Fortnite? I want to know. Where there's like a duality to what you're trying to do, or
and sometimes in a way when I used to play Fortnite quite a bit, there'd be things that you would do to try to like line up with your teammate to put a lot of pressure on your opponent for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you played now. You don't play Fortnite now?
I don't play Fortnite not nearly as much as I used to anymore, but Fortnite's like my child. Like that's the game that I like came up on.
What do you do now?
I kind of play like a variety of games. And then I play my main game that I'm playing right now is called Valorant. It's pretty fun. It's like
Does
it's like a tactical shooter.
Of doing two things at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could go ahead so it's a team game. It's like a 5v5 team game where like characters fulfill certain roles. But obviously there are like certain roles that work really well together that are like your most optimal move when engaging a certain situation. So if there's like a hallway, I would want my Sova to combine with like my Phoenix and like to do more to get more like area of the map or whatever, or like do a good play or like a high pressure play.
That's it right there. We are always combining in chess. It's very rare you're going to find a strong player make a move that has only one purpose. It's always about trying to squeeze your opponent so that they're looking at multiple defenses constantly, right? They've got to worry about this and this. You see here my bishop. I got you worried about two things. Your rook's not going to go off in La La Land because I'm going to Vic your knight. Like, that's what's going to happen, yeah, right? So your rook, which is more important than the knight, put that there. Your rook is more important than the knight. You're going to move the rook somewhere to protect the knight. You might go here. By the way, notice where my instinct wanted me to go. I wanted to keep defending the knight, and I wanted to attack the bishop. You would never get me, like my rook is here, just moving my rook. Like, that's dumb. I'm always going to look for the second thing I can do, right? So with the rook under attack, I'm going to say, what else can I do? My rook is in danger. In this situation, should I attack the bishop? You attack me, you continue. Well, I'm going to go here now, and your bishop can't attack me anymore. But I'm always going to look for more than one thing to do.
Yeah.
Every move. If you do that when you're playing chess, you jump to another level where you're always looking for the secondary thing to do, not just the one thing. Because if you just do one thing, like in the Quibs game where I'm just attacking one bishop, I'll be attacking one bishop forever, and you'll just be moving that bishop. It's nothing. But when I'm always looking to see if I can hit two pieces, then you're going to be scared.
Yeah.
That changes the whole game. In fact, that's all of chess. What I just said, that's like chess in a nutshell. Keep on looking for multiple ideas to hurt your opponent with, not just one idea. All right?
Yeah.
So that's that one. I'm going to now, let's pivot and do a different exercise. Again, about board visualization, all right? This is what we're about. Is the most important thing to me in chess when you're just starting out. I want you to be able to see things quickly. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a knight on the board. I'm going to put a queen on the board. They move differently, so you don't have to worry about the knight taking the queen. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to find every single square the queen could move to that it would attack this knight. Just put the red square on there and show where you can attack the knight. Every square. Gotcha. Go. Let's see how fast you can do it. Just find a square. That's one. That's two.
Red square's not popping up?
No, from where it is right now.
Wait. From where it is right now.
From where it is right now. So you found
gotcha.
Your queen can go to G3, your queen can go to B4. Every square you can go to right now.
Okay, understood. Sorry about that.
Yeah. That's another one. That's right. Keep going. Okay.
This here. And
you have two more.
Oh.
Yes.
And we have
one last
one more. Where is it? Oh, sorry.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So you saw that.
Yeah.
In this case, there were 7 squares. So that means your queen has options. Your queen, when attacking a knight, you don't want to just go, let me just attack it on the first square I see. because I have many options. So what are we going to do? We're going to look for the queens attacking the knight and something else, right? Because you want to make sure you're doing more than one thing. So this is where that elevated thinking comes in. You're always going to look for more than one thing. This exercise shows you have a multiplicity of options. Always be doing more than one thing. All right. So now let me change this and put the queen here, because what I gave you was minimum squares. Now you're going to have a ton of squares. And in my app, the clock is ticking down, especially on the harder levels. So you got to go fast. You can't just be like, oh. You got to go quick.
Yeah.
Like boom, 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 boom. So let's see what you got. All the squares you can go to attack this knight.
Okay. Go now?
Go. Yeah. Good. Nice. Cool.
Oh, there we go.
Keep it going. Nice. So you got two more.
Yeah.
Yes.
There and what's that? And I have
last one. Chipotle Sensei got it.
Chipotle Sensei is
Chipotle Sensei is one of my main followers, big supporter on the stream. So I'm just checking out my chat, and Avivco has also dropped it. There's one last square that they are seeing.
Oh.
Yes. All right. So if I had put a black king right, let's put it here, right? What are the crossing points here that work where you can pick off this knight based on the ways you could attack the knight and attacking the king?
D1.
And not
one
only one answer, just put.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to just do red?
Just blue red. Yeah. Show us the squares.
Okay.
So D1 was 1. We got that.
Sorry.
Hold on. D1 is
I'll let you do. There you go. D1, and the next one is D3.
D3 is correct. There are no other squares. Right? There are no other squares.
No.
You could attack this knight as many ways as you want. You could attack this king as many ways as you want. We don't want to do that when we're playing. We want to pick something off. I want to win your stuff for free. That's what I want to do when I'm playing chess. I want to win stuff for free. And they want to win your stuff for free. More importantly, they want to win your stuff for free. So when you're playing the folks who know how to play, they're going to be looking around. If you discoordinate your pieces and start having them extend out, I'm going to be like, they say loose pieces drop off. LPDO. Loose pieces drop off. This knight is looking a little loose. Nobody's protecting it. I want it. All right? I want the knight. So I'm going to look for the crossing points. And this is a crossing point. That is a crossing point. And then I'm just going to see it. I'm going to check you and wreck you. You see? So that's what we're trying to do. Now, I'm going to change this queen position. And I'm going to put it here. Now, there's more squares you could go from. Let's see how fast you can do it. Like, ching, 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 ching.
Okay.
Just go for it. Feel your instincts. Yes.
Oh, red.
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Red.
Boom. Cool.
Red.
Yep.
Sometimes you got to double click it. And then we have here as well. We have here.
You got, yes.
So I have.
Got one more.
This last one is always weird for me to find.
Yeah. Yes, Michiko. Yes, Trev Argonaut. Guvasto. Yes, you guys got it.
Always so obvious as well.
It's always obvious when
once you find it. Yeah.
And when you don't see it, it's like, where the hell is it?
All right, hold up.
By the way, the clock would have been ticking down.
Yeah,
you'd have been scared.
The clock is done.
And you'd have just hit yes.
Clock is done.
And be,
I'm actually, where is it here? I'm kind of giving up.
It's funny because it's right there.
The clock is,
Your clock's running out, sir.
Clock is over. All right, hold up. Am I blind?
It's not. We're all blind. When we don't see it, we're all blind. That's the way it works. I'm gonna show you.
Oh my God, right next to it. Yeah. True.
All right. That would have made 12. Now, I'm gonna give you a secret to playing this particular game. What you do when you make a search, we don't like doing this as chess players. The search should be systematic. Your search should be systematic, right? You shouldn't go. I mean, I'm going to make something up. If there's a building and you're going to go into a room, you should explore the entire room before you leave the room and then go explore another room. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go in the room, take a quick look, and then leave, because whoever's hiding in that room might be hiding somewhere else. So you're not going to be like, glance, we're good, and leave. What you did this when you're playing. Well, I'm going to show you what you did. I'm going to make a mock of what you did. You went here, then you went here, then you went over here, then you went over here, and then you went over here, then you went over here. You're like going all over the place in search of.
Yeah.
That is the least efficient way you can do it. The most efficient way is to go here, here, here. Okay, I covered those. Now, on this diagonal, I got here and here. I covered those. On this diagonal, I got here and here. There's nothing else on this diagonal. On this rank, I'm going to join these guys. And then on this line, I'm going to go here, here, here. Done. I don't have to look anymore.
Yeah.
You see that? That's a systematic search.
Yeah, it's like very efficient as well.
Yeah, much more efficient. When I do this with my students, it's like 10 seconds. Like, I give them 12 things in their hands. This is live. 12 things in their hands. Put the pieces down, and they have to put everything down. And they know to do it. That's like systematic. Some of us do it in like 4 seconds. This whole thing. Just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to be able to get to this point. 4 seconds. You ready? I'm going to make a very simple shift, and let's see how fast I'm going to time you. Sorry, pressure's on.
No, it's good. It's okay.
I'm going to put the clock
Let's
on.
do it.
Let me get my timer out. Stopwatch. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put the knight here, and now I'm going to drop the queen on the board for you, and then I'm going to hit start.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
And go.
Okay.
You got 3 more. 2 more. 1. Boom. 26.8 seconds.
Yeah.
But
That
you
felt a
did
lot
it.
better.
You did a lot better. You see how systematic the search was? And you just went boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. This is what we're doing for board visualization. You understand? This is where you can see this whole board better. Because if you don't have a systematic approach, then you're just guessing at the moves you play, and you're going to get screwed. It's going to take you a long time. Here, you just got them all, and you knew you got them all. You're like, done. Like, boom. That's what we're after. All right? This is what the practice we want. So I'm going to leave this alone because you just killed this. And we're going to go to a different exercise. Let me make sure I'm doing the right thing here, though. Hold up. Because I got my plan for you. Okay. This one now, we're going to get real specific to chess. And I want to do an exercise that tests your ability to see checkmates really well. So I'm going to start off with the easiest one. So here's a king.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want you to do is I want you to pick up, since we can do this illegally, pick up the king, the white king, and pick up the queen and put them on squares where when we look at it, we're going to say the black king is in checkmate. So just put them down.
Put them down and
don't move them around. Just pick them up, put them down on the squares, and say, this is checkmate.
okay.
So you can put your king anywhere you like, the white king, and the white queen anywhere you like, and it's checkmate. Like it's visually checkmate. Let me give an example to show what I'm talking about. I'll put 2 rooks on the board. All right.
Okay.
So if I said put the 2 rooks anywhere, I could put this rook here and this rook here. I actually could have moved them there, or here and here, and that's checkmate because the king can't move, and the king's in check. That's checkmate. This is checkmate. That's checkmate. All of this, I can do anything I want with these rooks. This is not check.
Whoops.
This is not checkmate because the king can take the rook. You see?
Yeah.
But this is. So that's what
gotcha.
I'm asking for. I want to see if this is real super basic. Where would you put the king and queen to say that is checkmate? That's one good square.
Here and here?
That is not checkmate. In fact, that's a stalemate because you don't have the black king in check. The black king has to be in check in order for it to be checkmate. So your queen is not checking the king, so you need to put it somewhere where it's checkmate. Is this checkmate?
Is it not checkmate? I thought it was checkmate because the king's protecting.
It is not checkmate.
So he could take queen here.
I hate to say it, but you're studying openings and you can't set up a basic checkmate. I'm like, your king, the black king can run right now. The black king can move.
Oh yeah,
black
you
king
can
go here. Exactly.
True. Okay.
So this is not checkmate. You've got to know this basic setup. If I give you the best position in the world, you're ahead by a queen, but you can't win the game.
Yeah.
What's the point? You got to know what checkmate looks like. That's why I'm giving you. I know my stream is like, wait, what? They're like, wait a minute. You got to, it's not about finding the checkmate. It's being able to even see it in the first place. If you can't see a checkmate, then you're not going to find it. So here, this is not checkmate. This is not checkmate because it's not check. There's a bunch of squares that this queen can go to that would be a checkmate, but you got to find your king is perfect. This is perfect king, but your queen has to find a great square to be on. Is that checkmate?
This is not checkmate.
Why not?
Because he just takes.
There you go. So that's not a checkmate. Good. Now, where should you put your queen? Just try another option, dude. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna punch. You just need to put your queen somewhere. Put your queen where it's attacking the king, but not in danger.
Here.
Now that is checkmate. That's check. The king can't go here or here because of the queen, and can't go here or here or here because the king is optimally placed.
For some reason, when I look at the king, I think he could only I think of the king as like a pawn at times. So like my eyes were thinking only diagonally. I thought that the king could just go forward. But obviously that's wrong. You know what I mean?
We clear that up. All right.
Yeah.
So that's clear now. So this, and this, the king is covering. So this black king cannot step on a square that it can be attacked. So it cannot do this. All right. So this is checkmate. Given this pattern, I'm gonna freeze this pattern in your brain. Given this pattern, where else could you put your queen where it would also be checkmate based on this pattern?
Based on this, without moving the king?
No, your king is where it is.
Okay.
Where else could you put the queen based on this pattern? Because patterns are everything in chess.
Yeah.
Where else could you put the queen?
Here.
Exactly. Where else? Show me out. Show me in red all the squares that fit this pattern.
Oh. So here. Wouldn't they all fit the pattern?
Yeah, they all fit the pattern.
Just,
and the last one was the first one you put down. Put that one down.
There you go.
That's the pattern. The queen is sitting on any square on that back row attacking the king. It's going to be mate as long as you can't take it.
Yeah.
You got to freeze this pattern in your brain. This pattern, got it. So now you know you're playing a tournament against somebody, Pog Chance or whatever. When it's time for you to kill somebody, you got to have this pattern. You can't be up a queen and not know how to checkmate this person. All right? That's a pattern. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now, this is only one pattern. There's a more important pattern than this one. Amamak, you're right. That's exactly the last pattern we're looking for. There's one more pattern that is more important than this pattern. King is where it is. Queen has to be somewhere else.
And it's also checkmate?
Yes, it is.
Checkmate pattern? Okay.
Yep. So this is one pattern. We've established you got that one. Where is another square you could be on that is also checkmate? It's not this pattern at all.
Oh.
Just a totally different. The queen has to be somewhere else. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel satisfied. When I see that, it's like, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Ugh, it feels good. All right, so that is check. It's covering every single square the king could go to, and this king is protecting the queen. That's checkmate. Look at that. Look at that beautiful set of arrows just doing the work. All right. Sometimes I call this a bear hug. The queen is bear hugging the king, but it needs
all
protection.
directions.
It can't do it by itself, right? So now let's put this king over here. Let's see you drop a mate. Now, quick, fast, same pattern, quick. Let's do it. Bam! All right. Show me some other places you could put your queen for the mate.
I could put it here.
Bam! That's what we're talking about. Once you got the pattern, you know what to do. All right, I'm gonna drop the king somewhere else. Go. Do it. No, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Now you're dribbling between the legs behind your back. You understand? Now I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
This is what you do. Once you have the power, once you see the pattern, now if you're sitting there with somebody playing you, you're like, come on, man. You're not giving up. Let me show you how I checkmate. Boom, boom. You just see it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most important. This, by the way, this one is the most important pattern. Not because it's a king and queen, it's because of the queen. Why do I say that? Because usually your king is not up the board. It's usually your queen and somebody else. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a white pawn onto the board. Now, show me a checkmate here. Set it up. Show me what checkmate looks like.
Okay.
No king.
Well, like actually playing, not dropping, right?
I'm going to take the king off the board.
Okay.
No, I want you to
you
set
want
up a
me
checkmate like we've done before.
Oh, you want me to set up a checkmate?
Set it up. Don't make moves. Just set it up.
Oh. Sorry,
Yeah, the way
sorry,
you
sorry.
put the king and the queen just now. I want you to do the same with the pawn and the queen.
Yeah. So these two pieces are here, and I need a checkmate.
You just need to put the pawn down and the queen down and show me checkmate. That's all. Just like you put the king down and the queen down. Remember what I said was the most important checkmate.
Yeah. So that would work in this case. It would work in this case.
Whoa, your pawn is not protecting your queen, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and where did your queen go? That's it.
Yeah.
That's the bear hug. Your pawn protects your queen does the rest of the work. If a queen sits in front of a king and it's not attacked by some enemy piece, like a rook or, like if we drop this down on the board, for example, that would not be good because the rook could just take the queen, right? Mm-hmm. But if this piece, if the queen, let's put this rook over here. If the queen is sitting right in front of the king and you have protection from anything, you could have a pawn, you could have a king, you could have a knight, you could have a bishop, you could have, whoa, get that out of check. You could have a rook. As long as the queen is protected and it's sitting in front of the king, that's it.
Yep.
It's good. That's all you need. So you just need to figure out, how do I combine my queen? This is the most important checkmate. I'm going to tell you. You got to know the bear hug. The queen is sitting in front of the king and has protection from somebody. It could be anybody. So long as you could touch that king. I talk about, I don't know if you ever watched Star Trek. I watch all the old Star Treks. Before
I've never watched Star Trek. Yeah.
Star Trek, there was a character played by this actress named Lee Merriweather who played Catwoman in the Batman movies. And she was, her special, the thing on the show, when they landed on this planet, she was protecting the planet. But what she had to do was just touch you. She kept saying, "Let me touch you. I am for you, Captain Kirk. I am for you." And if she touched you, every cell in your body exploded. Like, oh, yeah, that's all she wanted. Let me touch you. I am for you, Captain Kirk. Well, this queen is for the king right here. The queen is Lee Merriweather. I am for you. I just want to touch you. Once the queen sits in front of the king. But the problem is it needs protection, because if it doesn't have protection, it's going to die.
Gone.
But as long as it has protection from anything, anywhere, it's mate. As long as, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to throw some things off the board. I'm going to put this here. Show me mate. Nice. I'm gonna drop it. Well, your bishop was fine where it was. It didn't have even.
Oh yeah, true.
It didn't even have to come any closer. Show me mate.
Oh wait, sorry.
Right, exactly. You have to shift the color of the bishop in order to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it. You see, now that right there was next level. What I love what you just did. You took the bishop off the dark square because it was useless and put it on a light square. Of course, in a game you can't do this.
Yeah.
But this is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
See,
Let me
yeah.
give you
It's
a
great.
knight, and I'm gonna drop the king here. Show me mate.
There you go.
Nice. Put the knight on another square and show me mate. Another one. Biggie Smalls. Another one.
Oh, there.
And one more. So far, you've shown me this. Yes. 4 different answers. You see? Now you know when you have a mate sitting in front of you, you're going to find it. Because you know what you're looking for a mate. So I showed you the most important mate. Queen in front of king, defended by piece, bear hug, done. This one you can set up against so many people, it's not even funny. As long as you have this conceptualization. Because it's not exactly, it is a pattern, but the board is rotating. So I'm putting the king on the left side, the right side, the top, or the bottom. It's the same pattern, it's just rotating board. Once you have this, the pattern of the queen in front of the king, and the concept of protection by any piece, now you have the whole mate, and you're good to go. All right? Queen's good. Queen is powerful. The queen is the easiest thing to checkmate something. A king is just easy. Let me now test you to see if you can pick up other patterns. So I'm going to give you 2 rooks. I actually showed you this pattern already. Can you find a checkmate? Can you set up a checkmate with 2 rooks?
Yes, I can.
Nice. All right? And the whole pattern works along any squares. They don't have to be side by side. They can be like this. They can be like, it's the same concept. Right? Okay.
Yes.
The rooks. So this is a very important checkmate. By the way, the queen could substitute for one of the rooks.
Indeed,
The queen moves like a rook. So it could be either way. Or we could switch the 2 pieces like any way we want. And we got it. Right?
Yep.
Let me drop this here. Whoa, wrong piece. Let me drop. What's going on? Why can't I pick up the king? There. Show me mate. Show me a common pattern here.
Common pattern here. So here and here.
That's a mate. Show me the bear hug pattern.
The barrack pattern would be here and here.
You see, now you're schooling yourself. Look at that. You see that? Now when you play, you got.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm telling you, like one of the, I would get to late game in some of the games that I play like online when I was like just playing for fun and stuff. And I would get to late and I'd have things and I would just be lost in terms of like my strategy on like how I'm going to transition into a check or like a checkmate. Yeah. So this is like really helpful in terms of like helping me see and understand this like internally so that I got it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm after, dude. That's what I'm after. I love what you just said. And you know, I'm gonna tell you I've seen a lot of clips on PogChamps and all that stuff with streamers playing, and one side is winning easily and has a checkmate, and we're like, yo, play the checkmate already. Finish the damn game off. And they're just sitting there and he's like, what is happening? Why don't you see the mate? Because to our eyeballs, it's just, thanks, Papa Jokester. It's like, what the heck? Don't they see the it's like, this is bear hug. This is double rook. This, you know, it's over. So once you see this, what I just showed you, those 2 key patterns, you just like, dude, I'm gonna school you. I just need to cover the square in front of your king. Make sure there's nobody defending that square. Because the biggest problem you could have is like some piece all the way over here defending the square. And then you're like, oh, what did I do? I got over eager and got eaten. Yeah, that is all, you understand? That's all you need. Once you know that nothing's defending it, like this bishop is over here, for example, this is food. This should be food. All right, so I just showed you 2 very common patterns. Queen, bear hug mate, and I showed you the double rook action mate. Those are 2 popular ones. Now let's get a little bit more complicated. So now I'm going to build on your conceptualization as opposed to your pattern recognition. Because here you just saw the patterns. You can start drawing. In chess, when we see patterns, we just like, this is easy. Show me something else. Now I'm going to show you, I want you to build a mate this time from stuff you've never seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a king and 2 bishops, and I'm going to put this king in the corner. All right. Okay. You're going to have to build a mate for me.
And so by build, you mean like move the pieces properly?
Just pick it up and put it. The same thing. But this time you don't know what it looks like. So the same setup mate. The exercise is setup mate. So let's just see if you can just put it down to what checkmate should look like. Where is a checkmate?
Okay.
We're not trying to checkmate. Yes, Chipotle Sensei, this is hard to actually execute as a checkmate. I got a comment that this is a tough one. But what you're doing right now is not that tough. You just need to put everything around the king and smack it. And just be like, mate, you're done. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What's up?
King can't be next to king in chess. You just put a king next to another king.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's stalemate, right?
No, a king cannot stand next to another king because they both would be in check.
Oh,
This is impossible. This is impossible.
Gotcha.
Look at what you saw. Did you see the red blinking? The computer is saying, "What are you doing? This is not possible, dude. This is illegal.
It's an illegal move.
This is illegal. Kings cannot sit next to king." I was given a class with little kids, and I said, "Well, in chess, kings cannot sit next to kings." And one kid puts his hand up in the back, and he's like, "There can't be kissing kings."
No kings kissing. I like it.
There's no kings kissing in chess. I guess you're right about that. I didn't want to make any further comments. Like, where did you learn that? So yes, there's no kings kissing in chess. That doesn't work.
Got it. Okay.
All right. I'm hoping that was temporary.
Okay.
We back. Okay. We back, folks.
Here.
And it looks like everything else is rocking. So, yeah, everybody can see everything. Good. I always have the little gremlins somewhere, and they do something. And the Russian hackers, they talk about. But at any rate, everybody's back. We're back. This is me. What I'm looking at right now is done. This is what we're talking about. Now, move your bishops and maintain the mate.
My bishops and maintain the mates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, that works.
That does work. All right. Now, given that you just backed up and did that, give me the extreme version of this mate.
The extreme version of this mate would be like...
Well, why'd you stop? Why did you stop with one? You could have gone more.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Not really possible.
I liked the look of them on top of each other, I guess.
I feel you. Aesthetically, this is cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But that's the most extreme version is definitely H1.
This one, yeah? The bishops are wicked pieces. To get this kind of... What about moving your king and maintaining the mate?
If I move my king, it doesn't maintain the mate anymore, does it?
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm not...
You have a square you can move your king.
I have... Oh, here, sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
See that? I like what you did there. Your 2 bishops are getting it done. All right? So this is a 2 bishop mate. That's just to show you. All right. I'm going to get even more extreme. I'm going to give you this position. 2 pawns and a king. Let's see if you find this one.
2 pawns and a king. Okay.
You got king and 2 pawns. Nice. Nice.
Wait. No.
Not even possible. Two
Yeah.
pawns can't check a king.
Oh, wait, it's not possible?
That's not check.
Yeah. I'm just looking. Feel like I'd have to. Oh.
Nice. Now, I didn't help you at all. Other than, I mean, you got the others wrong, but now when you had to fix it, you thought about it for yourself and you said,
Yeah.
oh, when that O was your brain processing everything. You didn't use any arrows. Your brain went, I need to do this. Boom. Oh, realization, pattern. See, now you got a pattern. This you're going to know forever. You created yourself. You see it. When you're playing a game, you're going to be like, oh, I know this. Dude, you're dead. You're just dead right now. I see what to do. I know Kung Fu. Let me drop the king on the side, and I'm going to give you this bishop.
Wait.
Show me this one.
Bishop. Okay.
They call it the Matrix reference. Matrix is, if not my favorite movie, one of my favorites ever. That is not mate.
No, it isn't. True.
Why?
Because king could just go here.
No.
Wait. This is not mate because. Why isn't it mate?
Because pawns don't go backwards.
Oh, true.
This pawn is not guarding that square.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Okay, true. Let me see then. So would we just...
The pawn is sitting on the square, so it's not guarding it.
Yeah. Trying to think real quick.
Nobody's guarding this square. No, now you're moving your king to try to do it.
No, I know. I'm just placing it. I'm not like actually setting up for anything.
Okay.
I was trying to think about it real quick.
You were so close. You were like ultra close. You just needed one small change.
So this doesn't work because he could just go back. And then if I do...
You had it before. Your king was perfectly placed. You just needed to shift something else. But that's a great... This is always good. King, when you have a king and you need it, it's always good because you got the 3 key squares.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
and it's...
So you had that already. What you needed to do was shift the other 2 pieces. Because you need to guard this square and this square. There's only one way to do that. That's right. And now you got the mate.
Mm-hmm.
See, this one's a little bit tricky because the pawn doesn't go backwards. So you couldn't just switch the king, the pawn, and the bishop.
Yeah, because of course.
The bishop can control the back square. But if we switch this and put a pawn here and put the bishop here, that's not mate because the pawn can't guard the square.
Yeah, he just runs.
Right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
So that's mate. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to give you another pattern. Because this is the mate lesson. This is the visualization and checkmate lesson. Because you got to be able to finish. You cannot have a position where you're winning and you don't win the game because you don't see checkmate. So show me something here. Set it up.
Let me see. Oh. No.
Close, but not quite.
Oh, man.
So close.
Oh.
That's not a check, so it's not checkmate.
No,
That's
wait.
not a check, so it's not checkmate. That's just protection. You're not checking.
Yeah.
If you're not checking, it's not
True,
mate.
true.
Somebody's got to give check. And you were really close the last time. Really close. I was stunned you put the knight on the right square so fast. Okay, now you need to check the king. Somebody has to check the king. The knight's good, but somebody has to check the king.
Thing about, it's like I placed it on this row again, and then it could get out. So do I need to?
Right now it's a stalemate. You just need to put.
Yeah.
You just. Chipotle
Right there.
is saying a rook hug. A rook hug is a nice way of putting it. We had the bear hug with the queen. We just need a rook hug now.
A rook hug.
That's not going to work because you're too far away. You're giving this.
Oh, so this is hugging rook.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's nice. What that idea of the rook hug. It has to be close. It's guarding the two key runnings. It's hitting the king and it's guarding the square. This knight is guarding the rook and guarding the other square.
Yeah.
This checkmate is the original checkmate.
The original checkmate.
This is called the Arabian mate.
Mm-hmm.
Because chess came through India into Persia. And when the Arabs got it, they really went down into studying the game deeply, right? And the problem is, in the original chess, the queen there was no queen on the board because there were no women in chess, right? It was a vizier, an advisor to the king. So it could only do this. Only. Talk about a terrible piece. That's all it could do.
Just one
I think
block.
it also had this power. This is what it could do. It didn't have the power it has now. The bishop could only do this. Literally, the bishop does not guard any of these squares. It has to it has to jump over those squares to get to these other squares. This is the original chess. When the game expanded, got over as the Persians conquered northern Africa and brought the game into Europe. When the Europeans brought it into Spain through the conquest of Spain, the Europeans got the game and changed it. And added the superpower the queen now has to do everything that we know it can do, which is all these crazy moves that it can do now. And the bishop also got its elongated power. Well, you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right? Now, that means that these two pieces were too weak. And these two pieces were the boss.
Yeah.
Bosses of the board. So you had to know how to checkmate with these two pieces. And this is the original checkmate. So I just showed you the oldest checkmate in chess is this one.
I see.
It's pre-chess. So you got to know this mate. This is the mate everybody had to know back in the day, like way back. Right? They had to know this checkmate. So So now you know it. All right. If you only had a knight and rook on the board, you gotta be able to spank somebody. Mate, mate, son, this is mate. Don't you know this? This is the Arabian mate. They knew this from 1,000 years ago. This is mate. All right. Okay. One last important mate we're gonna do. This one's really important. I could have done it at the top. I'm gonna do it now. Let me put the king here. All right. Set up this mate. Tactics in the year 1300. Elfin just said, that's cool.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty true, though.
Funny, right? I like that.
Okay. Oh.
For some reason, I love when you say, oh. That's that epiphany.
It's a light bulb.
Come on. All right. Exactly.
Yeah. Making sense.
Making sense, right? This is the old pattern that the queen did, but now you're doing it with a rook. By the way, if we try to do the hug with the rook here, it's like, no, you're not a queen. Stop it. But I'm a rook, so I can do this. You found that like that. Like, oh, boom. You see, now when it starts adding up, you're going to just see mate, school, whoop, 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 mate. You just got to look to see, how do I corner this clown and then well, let's not disrespect your future players, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying. You want to see all these mating possibilities.
For sure.
I'm going to remove the king from the board and drop a couple of pawns on the board. Show me a setup here.
Okay.
I mean, it's like smooth as butter.
You're.
It's just getting easy for you now, man. Like
I like it. It feels good. I'm learning chess. Mom, look at me. I really like this game. So it feels really good when I learn things about it.
This is it. We're feeling the progress. We're feeling it. It's like, yes. Before you were like, what? Is it mate? Is it check? Now you're like, come on, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. This is how you do it. You have to have this. Because if I give you a chess game and you're playing and you can't checkmate, that's the worst thing in the world. I'm sorry. That's the worst thing in the world. That's like giving somebody a machine gun and they just shooting all over.
Like giving somebody,
Hit this person over this gun right now, please. Like they don't know how to do it. They got the weapon and they can't do anything with it. All right.
Yeah.
So this is what you need to be able to visualize these mates. And so you can do it. There's all kinds of different ways. Now, I'm going to ask you I'm going to add to the complexity now that you're getting it down like this. Let's add to the complexity because maybe there's somebody fighting back, helping out. Maybe there's a bishop on the board.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see if I give you this and this. Can you set up a mate when there's somebody else on the board? Helping the king out.
Mm-hmm.
Malay GG it said, played against a guy yesterday who spent 48 moves trying to queen king checkmate me before stalemating. He said, don't be that guy. Yeah, don't be that guy. Mate, look at that.
There? Yeah.
Perfect.
Dunzo, he's gone.
That's mate.
That was an O moment.
I call it. All right. Let me give you I'm a B. Hold on. I'm gonna put this here. Put this here and take this. All right. Let's see you do it. Let's see you do it now. Whoa. Wait up.
Oh,
because
sorry.
I know what you're gonna do.
I was about to go.
Now let's see.
Oh.
I knew what you
I
knew
know what I was gonna do. That's okay.
Look at you.
We still got it.
I knew you were looking at that other pattern. You're like, no, I can school you another way, son. That's what's up. You see that?
Uh-huh.
Rook's guarding here, so you can't do the pattern with the queen on the back. Knight's guarding here, so you can't do the traditional bear hug.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen in a real game. There's going to be things in your way that you have to worry about. Okay, I can't mate one way, but I can mate another way. Because there's so many ways in chess, man. You can mate so many ways. I'm going to ditch you like this. Now, if I drop the king off the board, put something on the board to help out your queen. Put anything you want. Can you put some? Can you see
I don't think I could.
Okay, I'll do it for you. Here. Where would you put this pawn?
Oh, cool. I mean, I'll put the pawn in the same place as the king.
Where else?
I could also put it here.
Thank you. Let's move that one. How about this one? Where can you put it?
Same spots.
Give me some red. Give me some reds. Give me some reds. Where else could
you
you
need
put
some
it?
reds? Oh, okay. I put it. Where was it placed originally?
I don't care where it was.
Here or
You
something?
put it wherever you want.
Okay,
Just
cool.
Put it somewhere.
There. Put it here. Oh wait. Okay, yeah.
That's all good.
Here.
No, where
here.
else?
And that's it.
Nope.
Nope.
One more.
If I put it here, it's not that.
Why can't you go there?
Because the rook.
What about the rook? You don't care about the rook. The only thing that matters is your queen is attacking the king.
Okay.
Right?
So if I put this here, and since I checkmate on that turn, it would just be over.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that would be a spot then.
Yeah. I check your king. Deal with your king. You can't be like, oh, let me take your bishop. I'll be like, yo, mofo, put it back. Put the bishop back. You're in check. Deal with it.
Yeah.
All right. Chess is dropping some gifts, tier 1 gifts to the sub, to the community. Thank you very much, Chess. We appreciate it. Loving it. All right. So you see what I'm saying? This cannot be done. You got to deal with the fact that your queen is in check right now. That's it. I mean, your king is in check. My queen's attacking your king.
Yeah.
All right. So let me add a little spice to the proceedings. Let me add a little spice like the Spice Girls. Not that I know anything about the Spice Girls at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything about them. Nothing. Zero. Crazy Spice. I mean, whatever. Let's see what I got. I got this position right here. And all I'm going to give you right... No, I didn't get that position. What am I looking for? I can't even find a good position to set up. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I see it. I'm going to put that there. And now I'm going to give you Zisa... Whoa, 2 kings. This one and this one. Let's see you do this one.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Whenever you say, oh, you're always right. What is up with that? Like, you just go, oh, I'm like, yes, he's got it. Done.
I'm following the rules. Chess.
No, you're
I'm
seeing
visualizing.
the board. You're
Yeah.
seeing the board. You just get it. You're like, bing, bing, got it. All right? You see that?
Uh-huh.
The king is completely surrounding, is surrounded by its own pieces, and yet you knew where to put your king, the white king, did the domination, and the pawn. It doesn't matter that somebody's surrounded. You got enough weaponry to finish the king off.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You got it. Checkmate is all you. Is all you. So, now I want to pivot. You still got time? You want to learn some more?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to learn some more.
Let me now show you one of the deep secrets of chess that I've shown people on my stream that you're about to learn right now. Deep secret, yo. Deep secret. I want to talk chessboard geometrics, okay? Chessboard geometrics. The chessboard has a different geometric than real life. And I'm going to show you why right now. What is the fastest way? I'm going to ask you this question. What is the fastest way for your king to get to this square? Show me. If you had to get your king to that square, what's the fastest way?
My brain tells me, oh, wait a second.
This is my square.
Can I have one? Give me 1 second. Just moving it across.
All right, so our instincts, so one more, you go here, right? So your instinct automatically says, just go, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes me 6 moves. Straightest points. The fastest way to a point is a straight line. Between 2 points is a straight line. We all learned that in like middle school or high school geometry. Right? That's the fastest way. So that took 6 moves. But what if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? What if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Still takes 6.
All right. How is that? We learned diagonals are longer than sides in triangles. If we add up these 2 lines, they're longer, right? It takes 7 moves to get to this square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th, right? That's a long diagonal, but it takes 7 to get to this square as well. But this diagonal, you can just visually see, is much longer than this side.
Yeah.
Why?
Voodoo magic.
Dude, that's not it.
Why? Well, I'm guessing it has something to do with the grid design of the chessboard, right?
What does that mean?
The fact that we're working with like squares. Yeah, the fact that we're working with like squares, I guess. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know. I don't know. I have no idea why it's like that.
Well, I'm gonna start. I got somebody in the chat, Chipotle Sensei, who's, like I said, always with me. saying the chessboard is an optical illusion. I'm going to say a line that you're going to be like, what? What? Not only are we not working, not only is there an illusion, not only are we not about it's the squares. In chess, there are no squares. He's like, what is he talking about? Now we're getting crazy. There are no squares. The squares is just an illusion in front of you that looks like a checkerboard that makes you think they're squares and that they operate like squares. They don't operate like squares because they're not really squares. They're just the squares we put there so that we can just play this game. But here's what I mean. Now, I told you Matrix was my favorite movie, so I'm here, you know. When in Matrix, when Morpheus goes,
"You're matrixing me."
Huh?
So you're doing it. You're offering me the pills right now.
This is the pills. If you want to, do you want red pill, blue pill right now? You can turn around and go back.
Give me the red pill. Come on.
Because now, you know, it's like the kid in Matrix that goes, "There is no spoon." What you have to realize is there is no spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. What you got to realize is there is no spoon. All right? Now, let's deal with this. If these were physically squares, if they were in fact physically squares, I've talked about this on my stream a while back. It's worth bringing up again now. If these were physically squares, the king would move along the square to that square. And then would move along the diagonal to that square. It would have to travel along the diagonal. The king doesn't travel along the diagonal. It just goes there. It just goes boom. Right? Mm-hmm. That's because there's not a physical square it's traveling along.
Yeah.
If we turn this into all circles, it would be the same game.
Yeah.
If we turn it into all points, they were all individual points, it would be the same game. As long as the points are connected in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So the squares are there because visually that's what we do. It's a checkerboard. You could actually put chess pieces on squares. This could be clouds, dude. A1 could be a cloud. B2 is another cloud. Okay, this is like chess in heaven or something. Whatever you believe. There, chess in the sky. We got a cloud and another cloud. But as long as B1 is next to A1, the A1 cloud is next to the B1 cloud, we're good to go. Playing the same game. You don't need the board or the grid to play this game. They could be amorphous blobs. As long as A1 is the blob that's sitting right here, and B1 is the blob sitting next to it, and C1 is the one over there, then the king is going to hop across these blobs all the way down. They could be lily pads. You can be whatever you want them to be. You do not travel along the squares. You go to the point where that square represents.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Teleports.
So that's why there's no length. This is not a distance. The distance is measured in the number of moves that it takes to get there, not in terms of the length of the diagonal itself. You understand?
Yeah.
The same thing. Now people look at this and they're like, so what does that mean? How you're telling us about the board? How is this useful? Like, so what? So what? Well, I'm going to show you a position from a real study, one of the most famous studies in history. If not the most famous study in history. There are a couple of them. There are two of them that compete for this distinction. And it's this position. It's the ready position. 1921, Richard Reddy, a Czech Grandmaster, created this puzzle. And this puzzle mystifies people. This is the ready study, all right? So what I just showed you, you're like, I love it when people are like, so you're telling us this about, Okay, well, now we're going to show you how grandmasters think. In this position, it is white to move and draw. This pawn is trying to become a queen, clearly.
Yeah.
All right? If it becomes a queen, we know this king is in trouble. This pawn would love to become a queen, except this king is only 2 moves away. It's ready to stop that.
Yep.
So, you got white. Let's see you try to save yourself. I Am Rosen is raiding with a party of 1164. What's up, group? We are teaching the man, the legend, the myth, some chess. We appreciate you being here while he's thinking about this position. The ready study, the famous ready study that shows that the board is not a regular grid. It's an illusion. So you guys are right on time to learn some stuff with us right now. Thank you, Rosen. Thank you, Eric. And let's see. White to move draws. White to move saves the game.
Yeah.
Because of
And
this illusion that we
my
were talking about.
my instant like reaction is I have to go after the pawn with my
So
king.
do it. Go ahead. Go for
Yeah.
it. Okay. I'm going to run.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to run some more. I'm going to run some more. I'm going to get a queen. This is now a queen. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your pawn.
Yeah.
And now you're going to die. I'm going to push
Yep,
you
it's
to the
over.
corner and bear hug you.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Yeah.
So that didn't work. So you're not going to catch a pawn from behind. A king is too slow. Not going to catch a pawn from behind. It doesn't work.
Okay.
So now what else can you do? Okay, now you're trying to sneak your pawn down. That pawn's going to die.
Yep.
So you see, you try to do... I'm taking it, right? When it becomes a queen.
Yeah.
All right, now, let me put the pawn back.
Okay.
You tried to chase the pawn. You also tried to queen your pawn.
Uh-huh.
All right? What to do? It looks like you're dead because you can't catch a pawn. King cannot catch a pawn from behind. And a pawn, and this pawn is just what we call inside the square of this king. So it's going to catch this pawn if it tries to run. So it looks like it's over. When you don't know this, it's like, what? When you know it, it's like, oh, this is easy. I love it when the people who look at this go, this is easy. This is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they've seen it before. Because when we all see this for the first time, we're like, how did this happen? And I like to be somebody who remains mystified by this game of chess. I don't want to just be like, this is easy. This is,
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it at one point. I had to learn it. And then when you learn it, when you've seen it, then you don't unsee it. You've learned it. And you're like, wow, this is really amazing that this happens.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is you have to do two things. You have to use your king to help this pawn queen, and you have to use your king to stop this pawn, and you have to do it simultaneously. Well, let me put the king back. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
You have to do it at the same time using what we talked about being that matrix chessboard where you're going to do two things at once because the board is not a board. The board is not made of squares.
Mm-hmm.
So what should your king do on the first move? If you're going to do both, I want you to chase both.
The first move should be G7.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
are going towards this pawn.
Yeah.
You closed in on it. And you are slowly approaching this one too.
Yeah.
You see that, right?
Yeah, I do.
So
yeah,
now I'm
I
going to do what I
understand.
did before. I'm going to push. Now what should you do? Bam. All right?
Uh-huh.
You are closing in on this pawn, but you're also approaching this one. And I'm starting to see you're approaching
Yes.
this one because you want to give it some help so that it can become a queen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to kill your pawn.
Yeah.
Now for the critical move. What should you do right now? Very important move.
My critical move.
Yeah. To finish the job, conception of what you've been doing so far.
Still, and I'm okay. So I'm still going.
This next move is the kicker.
Yeah, I feel like. Okay, here. What I want to do is like, okay.
As soon as you do that, you're dead. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're never
he
catching
knows.
the pawn.
Yeah.
You're not catching this pawn.
Yeah,
You
and then
cannot
I
do
go.
that. That's your
I go-
instinct, right?
Yeah,
As
it's
soon
my
as you do that,
instinct.
you're dead.
But then I go here, and then he takes.
Exactly. You're doing
So then
again.
if I go here again.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, is it so?
So you just got closer to this pawn over here.
Uh huh.
All right, you're ready to protect it, and you're ready to catch the other one.
True. Yeah, I am coming closer.
You see that? You look like you were leaving this pawn behind, like you're not even coming near it.
Yeah, because he's going to take.
What we said, the chessboard, it's not straight.
Yeah.
You see that? It's an illusion. I'm trying to teach you the illusion. King e5, you now are attacking the pawn on h4 and the pawn. So now here's what's going to happen. If I grab one, let me grab this pawn. What do? And when I push, you got me. So I can't take that. So let's put this back.
Wow.
And now that I realize you're about to get me, if I do, wait, this is here. If I do this, what do?
Oh.
You protected your pawn, but you didn't give your pawn a purpose. You didn't
do two things. Yeah. Sorry.
You want to do two things on every move. We talked about doing two things.
Yes.
All you did was protect your pawn. You need to do something else.
We need to go here.
Correct.
So that my pawn can move.
Remember I told you GMs look for moves that do two things.
Two things at once, yep.
That's right. Here we protected the pawn and we prepare to push. So now when sorry about that. When I push this pawn, what do?
When you push that pawn? Oh, yeah, you move black pawn. So I move my pawn up.
You just move your pawn up. Now, if I get a queen, you're going to get a queen. We're going to have two queens. Nobody's going to win. So what if I do this move now to stop you?
I need to protect my pawn.
And you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. When I get a queen,
I get a queen.
You get a queen.
Oh, sorry.
I'll put it on. And now it's going to be a draw. Queen versus queen with correct play. You saw that?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the original position. When you first saw this position, you try to chase the pawn down. It failed.
Mm-hmm.
You try to push your own pawn. It failed. You had to use the geometric trick off the board, bringing your king towards this pawn and this pawn simultaneously. When I tried to run with this one, you went here. When I came closer, you went here. It looks like you're going far away from what you should be doing. And in fact, you're going closer to this one. That's because the squares are not squares. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the only thing to do in order to save the position. And it's important for you to understand that when you are trying to win a chess game, you need to do both no matter what. So I'm going to show you a different study. This is here. This is here. And this is here. Yeah. It's white to move and win. Thanks, Darren.
Okay. Sorry, white to move?
White to move and win, yes.
What does and win mean at the end of that?
White, it means that you're going to get a position that I will agree that you're going to basically kick my butt afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Just crush me. So here, there's only one way for white to win this position. Well, there are two ways, but it's the first way is clear. The white king has to take the pawn that's blocking him, and then your pawn is going to become a queen. Right? Yes. So you need to get this joker out your way, then move, and then produce a queen.
Agreed.
That's the plan.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, I'm seeing a comment from folks who say this is unlikely that this comes up in POG Championship. Right? But this is not what this is about. It's not what might come up. It actually might come up, something similar. But we're not learning specific positions. We're learning concepts. When I give you, and see, what I like about the way you learn is you get the idea of conceptions. It's not just about this is the position and I want to know this position. It's about what's the idea. Once you have ideas, multiple positions become clear.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I ask you to set up different positions, you're like, I know this now. And you call it following the rules. I call it following the ideas. Once you have the idea, you have power. And then different things become clear to you. So I don't teach, that's why I don't teach openings. If I wouldn't teach you openings, I would teach you the conception behind the opening. Develop pieces, control the center, get your king out safety. Don't move the same piece twice without a good reason. You understand? Those are the ideas. Once I give you ideas, you don't need the moves. You don't need to play e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. You don't need to do that because you have the idea. Okay, I need to control the center. How else can I do it? I could play d4 if I wanted to. I need to get all my pieces out. How do I do that? I can do it a lot of different ways. I need to get my king castle. Once you have the ideas, moves flow. If you want me to teach you moves, what happens if they make a different move?
Yeah.
Maurice didn't teach me this move. No, but I taught you the ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Once you have the ideas, you can deal with whatever comes at you. And that's what I'm showing.
Like the what's that saying about, teach a man to fish, or, give
right.
a man food, feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for life. That's like you're about feeding him for life.
That's it. That's right.
For
I'm
life.
teaching you how to fish. I'm not giving you the fish. All right? I'm teaching you how to fish. And this is the next level. And this is the stuff I wish somebody had sat me down and taught me at the beginning. Because I was in Brooklyn just grabbing any book I could. This book, this book, this book. I was lucky to find some good books. But, people, when they're learning chess, they think they need to learn X, Y, Z, boom, boom, boom. And then when they get stuck at 1400 or 1500 some level, they don't realize that they're slaves to the moves because they never learned the ideas that open up their minds. And they were like, oh, is that how chess works? When you give a GM some good stuff, when you give a kid some good stuff, young, and when you give a GM, when that kid becomes a GM, it's because they're like, I get where my pieces need to go. That's what Kasparov said about Magnus Carlsen. He said, you know why this kid is good? He knows where to put his pieces. And you're like, what does that mean, Gary? He knows where to put his pieces. Because Magnus just felt, this is supposed to do this. This is supposed to do this. I need to drop this here. I need to drop this here. He wasn't going about memorizing openings. Magnus, when he was a kid, hated openings. Hate them. And yet he became the best player in the world. Why? Because he had that feel, that flow, that instinct, that understanding of the ideas of the game. And his ideas are so superior, he just knows where to put the pieces. This should go here. This should go here. And it's just dropping them on good squares all day. Because he's not a slave to the moves. All right? So that's why we're teaching you these superior ideas now. So that later you're not just like, you're going to be like, no. It's not a real chessboard, y'all. We got to do this. Oh, where did he learn that? So let's go. White to move and win.
Okay.
Let's go. Look at you. Okay, I want to see your second move, though. I am not believing you're going to find this like the first time. That's not possible. What? Stop it. How did you play the first two moves right away? Okay, let me see your third. What? Yo, are you kidding me right now? How did you find the first three moves? Nobody, a player like at your level should absolutely not find these first three moves right away. Like, that's crazy, chat. Are you serious?
I figured the only thing that you're going to go
for. You just played the first
three
moves like, boom. Yeah. That's crazy. He's beginning to believe. Dark Rug said, like,
it's they're not squares like you told me.
I love it. What the hell? How did you just find those three moves? Those are the first three moves. You don't go towards the pawn. You go towards where you can block the king out, and then you go towards the pawn.
Yes.
That's crazy. Chat, that's crazy. How do you just do that like that? That's nuts, yo. Wow. That's nuts. Okay, I'm going to go here now. Let me see you find the next one. Look at you. Look at you. What the heck? Look at you finding moves. Amazing. It's amazing. All right, let's see you find the last move. Let's see you find the last move. Let's see you find the last move. You got one last chance. Find it. Bam! And now the party's on. The queen is coming.
We're running.
We just found one of the greatest studies ever, just like that. That's beautiful, yo. Look,
Thanks to
you'd
you,
be
dude.
the little kid in my class when I was teaching back in the day. You'd be like that 9-year-old. I'd be like, we got a live one. We got a live one. We teach this kid right here. We teaching this kid right here. That was slick. That was slick. You see how you just understood the board is not a board. The squares
Yeah.
are not squares. Once you have that conceptually, so many more things flow. That's what we're looking for, man.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I can't believe you found even usually I explain something to somebody and then they screw up the next time. Like, and I'm like, remember what I just said? And you just went, woo! Who's all the moves? All right. Chipotle Sensei dropping the gifts for us, the love. Everybody feeling the love right now for what you just did, man. Chipotle Sensei
That's what's up.
just gifted the chat a whole bunch of stuff. So,
Big.
you know, this is, man, that's like touchdown. I'm feeling it. I don't know what to say. That was beautiful. Look, we're gonna have to do this again, man. We're gonna have to make this happen because
Yeah.
this
No,
all
absolutely.
this realization
I-
that you just popping off so quick, it's not
Yeah.
even funny.
I really appreciate your approach to it as well. Because for me as well, like even when I was just getting into it, like just first, like when I went into wanting to learn how to play chess with the idea of understanding, like you said, conceptualization and understanding how pieces function and move and counter each other in the lines and stuff. Before I wanted to learn about like, what's this, this is how you should do this way, this way, this way. I feel like this is the way that you should learn. That's the way you should learn chess. And that's how initially I wanted to go into it. So I think that this was like head on into how I like wanted to learn chess. And from hearing you speak, it's like the way that you should learn chess. So it really was really, really great.
Thanks. I appreciate that. The base,
Yeah.
it's, I call it getting under the chessboard. Like you get under the hood of a car, you get under the hood, right? What's
Yeah.
under here? Because people want to learn how to drive. It's like the teaching the fit. I just want to drive. Let me just drive. And then the car breaks down. They're like, call the mechanic.
No,
You don't really
But the
understand
thing-
the car.
Yeah, and let me bring it to that analogy. I feel like when you're playing chess and when you're learning to play chess, like for example, if chess was the car, right? Like if you're in that car, you have to know how the wheels function, the transmission functions. And in chess, it's like, let's say this entire thing is the car. You can't just drive. You have to know how the cars function, the transmission functions, the engine functions, how they all work together and intertwine, which is why like I really like your approach to teaching chess and why I really enjoy this lesson. I think it makes a lot of sense.
I appreciate that. It's exactly right. People just want to learn how to drive. When they come in and they go, teach me this opening. I'm like, what? No. Like some fancy opening they want to try on their friends. And should I play this? I go, do you understand chess? What? What do you mean? Do you understand this game? Let me see if you know the principles that the ready position illustrates. Like, let me see if you understand that the board is not really a board. That's a traditional geometric Cartesian coordinates kind of thing because the pieces are moving along the squares. For example, if we ask this question, like, if in real life, the queen takes one move to go to, in real life this wouldn't be true, but like in the board here, the queen takes one move to B1 and one move to go to H8. How is that possible? If you were driving a car and you had to go one block over versus going across town, how is it that it takes the same amount of time?
Yeah.
That's like, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If these were actual squares you were traveling along, then that would not make any sense.
Yeah.
Clearly something's wrong here. Clearly it's not about distance the same way. It's because the pieces move a certain way. They've been prescribed to move this way. By the way, chess is like quantum physics, Vixen just said. Let me add something to this. I'm going to say something that's even more mind-blowing. Okay? The pieces don't really move.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that, right?
Yeah,
The pieces
you
don't
brought
really
that
move,
up earlier, yeah.
right?
I was like,
The
that's a good
pieces
point.
teleport.
Yeah.
The piece disappears. It's like a wormhole. We're going back to Star Trek, son. It's like a wormhole in Star Trek. All right. It's like I'm here, And then whoop, magically I appear over here by a certain constrained formula that forces me to move, that forces me to get there in this fashion. So this queen is not move. I mean, it kind of is going along this path, because if I put something in the way, like I put a pawn here, it would be constrained by this pawn. It's not exactly like it's disappearing and then can reappear on the other side. If something is along that path, the queen cannot get to that other side, right? We know that. But it's not really going to here, then to here. Like, it's not really doing that. It's just going, because the formula allows it to here, from one square to the next, because that allows it to. But the formula I'm talking about, you could put it in a mathematical formula. It's something that we articulate to each other in a language, and the language takes care of it. We say the queen can move along the diagonal. I know what a diagonal is. It's a straight line, got it. Right? So we just speak it without the formula. Natural language covers these rules. Thank goodness, if we had to learn math formulas in order to play chess, we would not play chess probably, right? I mean, except the mathematicians. But the average person would be like, I ain't learning this game, forget it. Yeah. But because I say the queen moves in a straight line along a diagonal, like, oh, got it, what's next? It moves in a straight line along a rank. Okay, got it. Oh, you can go up in the file too. Oh, that's how it moves? Got it. It's easy. You can tell that to a 6-year-old. They get it. Yeah. When I'm starting to talk about to a 6-year-old, though, that the queen doesn't really move, it really kind of teleports from here to here, they might be like, really? What are you talking about? But I'm going to tell you, when I tell that to 6-year-olds, they think it's fun. They're like, that sounds like fun. Yeah, I like that. It teleports, y'all. All right. The knight, by the way, truly displays that. The knight does not move in an L shape. It clearly does not move in an L shape. The knight moves from here to here, or from here to here. It doesn't move in an L shape, because if it did, then if you put something in the way, it couldn't do the L, because it'd be like, oh, I'm bucked up against this knight and this knight. It truly teleports from here, from here to here, from here to here. And there, by the way, in Chinese chess, it does actually do the steps. In Chinese chess, this knight cannot go here, because it has, I think it's diagonal first, but the conception is right, because something's in the way before it can do this. It's up and diagonal, which is the same thing as the L. Up and diagonal. See, that's the L. Up and diagonal. That's the same as the L. We just say L because of the English language, because we have letters in English that there's a letter in English that looks like an L. In Russian, this letter is called a G. It's a G, and it looks just like the L except upside down. So when the Russians say it, they say it moves like a G. Right? If you took another alphabet, for example, the Arabic alphabet, for example, or you take Chinese characters, nobody's going to say the knight moves like an L, because the letter doesn't exist. What are you talking about? It moves like an L. It moves like the L in, the alphabet they use over in the, what is that alphabet called? What is our alphabet called? It's called something. Chat, what is this alphabet called? It's some kind of, our alphabet is not Cyrillic like the Russians use. Is it the Roman alphabet? Roman? They're saying it's the Roman, but I don't think that's correct. But Phoenician, I believe. Everybody's dropping all kinds of stuff. I'm going to have to check later. Anyway, so my point is, I can describe how a knight moves a bunch of ways. I can say it moves in an L shape like the English L, or like the Russian G. I can say the knight moves up and over diagonal, because it does it one and over like that. It's the same shape. It will result in the exact same thing. I can say this is a rectangle, this is a 3x2 rectangle, and the knight moves from one corner of the rectangle to the other corner of the rectangle. Yeah. There's another 3x2 rectangle on this side. It moves from one corner to the other corner. You could just do all the rectangles. A friend of mine showed another way to think about it. He said, the knight's on one color, it's going to go to the other color, but not the color that's adjacent, but the ones
that I started visualizing
adjacent to those.
Yeah. That's how I actually, I'd say the first piece that I was able to actually visualize the moves of on the board properly were the knight. And I actually did this adjacent thing and the rectangles, combined sort of in a way.
Oh, it's beautiful. When you can
Which is
see this,
interesting.
you just see it. Look at the circle it made.
Yeah.
Well, perforated circle that it just made.
No, you
Right?
got to do the same thing with some of the other pieces. But yeah, we're on our way.
That's it.
But yeah.
Right? And it's funny because there's a story, and you might say, again, insightfulness. There's a story, I don't know if this is a real story, it might be apocryphal, but Capablanca, Jose Raul Capablanca from Cuba, who was the third world champion in chess. It was Steinitz, then Lasker, then Capablanca. He won the title in 1921 from Lasker. The story goes that Capablanca was a 4-year-old watching his father and his uncle play chess. And after the game, Capablanca said to his father, after his father had won the game, and apparently the uncle had gone home, he said to his father, "You cheated." And he's like, "You don't even know how to play." He said, you cheated." He said, "What do you mean I cheated?" And he said, "Well, the knight, whenever it moves, always changes color. And when you moved your knight in the game, it stayed on the same color."
Ooh.
And his father was like, "Okay, we got a live one. We got a live one. Let me show this little boy how to play chess." Because the kid was conceptualizing stuff. You see that? It's not I know the move, it's I know the conception. It always changes color. And I can show you that concept of the knight always changes color on every move. I can show you studies and positions where that's hugely important. That the knight has to oscillate from dark to light to dark to light to dark to light. It has to. Because of that, it's a limitation on the knight. But that's for a future lesson. But the point is taken to understand that.
Yeah.
I'll do another point, basic point. It's about the bishop. Did you learn the value of the pieces?
The numerical value?
Yeah, like what is the point system of the pieces?
It's I know that bishop and knight are 3. I think rook is 9, and then
Whoa.
no. Oh, wait.
Whoa.
No, sorry, 6. 6? No, I don't know the piece. Yeah.
The bishop and knight are traditionally considered 3 points each.
Yeah.
For a rook to be 9, that would mean the rook is actually 2 bishops and a knight. That's way too powerful.
Yeah.
The rook is also not these 2 pieces combined. These 2 pieces usually beat up a rook.
Uh-huh.
The rook is 5. Traditionally,
5.
I'm just giving you the traditional numbers. The rook is 5. The queen is considered 9 or 10, depending on which country you come from. If you're from the US, we always say 9 with a nod to 10. Apparently in Russia, they think it's more like a 10. Right? So we can split the difference. But the pawn is, of course, 1 because it's the measuring stick of everything else. By the way, it's not points. It's measured by what is the pawn and how many are these things relative to the pawn. So the pawn is 1. Therefore, everything else is. And then the knight becomes 3, the bishop becomes 3, the rook becomes 5, the queen becomes 9. Okay? So it's not exactly point. That means that a knight is worth 3 pawns. Not 3 points, but 3 pawns. The queen is worth 9 pawns, like that's possible. The rook is worth 5 pawns. You understand? That said, I'm going to drop something else on you. That's the system we learned. But the system is horribly flawed. It's what we call a rule of thumb, not a rule of thumb. Here's the deal, y'all. Here's how we're going to do this. If the bishop and the knight are worth this called 3 pawns, right? Why? Why is the bishop and knight worth the same? Bishop moves very differently from a knight. Why would these 2 things be worth the same?
I have a guess. Okay, I say I have a guess. So like, if they were, actually, no, I guess I did. So something that I noticed is like, if you go like one diagonal and then another diagonal, it takes the same amount of it almost takes, so it takes the same amount of moves to do it. So like if I wanted to go to so if I took my knight and I went, let's say let's say I took the C2 and I went D4 with it. And then I went, so then I'm going D4 with it and I'm moving sort of right to this right side of the board. but then I wanted to go to the left, it would be c6. So to like, I'm changing my my motion from like across the board, and it would take like the same amount of moves to do that as a bishop on like as a bishop.
Oh, if you're changing directions, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bishop would kill the knight if you were talking about a
Okay.
directional fight. Total kill. Like if we put this here
Oh,
and
just-
here, and I put a king here, or even here, and I said to this bishop, "Hey, we need somebody to attack the king." I
Yeah,
said to
he's
these
out
two
there.
pieces even.
He's
The
gone.
bishop would be like, "Pick me, pick me, pick me."
Yeah, he's gone.
I can do it. Pick me.
Yeah.
This knight would be like, someday, someday I get over there. All right.
Yeah.
Someday I can do the little this and then a little bit of that and a little bit of that. Ooh, I finally did it. 4 moves. And the bishop's like, duh.
Yeah, done. Interesting. How do they calculate that then?
Calculate what?
Oh, the like the point value.
You see? So people get taught the point value and they just are slaves to the point value. Like the knight's 3, the bishop's 3. Okay, got it. And they keep playing. If you don't really understand the game, you just are slave to some dumb numbers. Like it doesn't make any sense. The bishop is so much faster than the knight. It must be better than the knight. Why would you say it's equal? Or even close to equal? It's so much faster. There's a reason. I'm going to show you why. Now, we need somebody to attack the king. Who are you going to call?
Not my bishop, my knight.
Your bishop's like, yo, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't. You're calling the wrong person.
Yep.
And the knight's like, yo, it's going to take me some time, but I will get there.
Yeah.
Right? Because the bishop is a slave to one color. It is trapped on 32 squares. A bishop cannot ever guard more than 32 squares. While the knight can guard all 64 squares. It might take the knight time. It's slower, which is why we develop the knights early. We try to get the knights out into the game and get them centralized. We want them to be in a good spot quickly because they can control all the colors. I'm hitting this square. I'm hitting this square. When I'm ready to attack the king, it won't be a problem because boom, that's check.
Yep.
You understand? The bishop is stuck on this color. It can never, ever attack that king. Whoa, sorry.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? It can never attack. So if I need to hide from a bishop, I'm a king. Whoop, step to the right. You're never, ever attacking me, ever in life. I just stay on the other color. I'm safe. When you're playing a chess game, you want to do that. You want to be cognizant of that. It happens in a lot of positions. You see a bishop on the board, you're like, oh, I know how I'm going to hide from you. Right? Just step to the other color. Just step to the other color and that bishop will never do damage to you ever. You see, I told you something conceptual. You understand?
Yeah, and then your opponent has to basically he has to force his knight to move. So if he wants to, make an attack on your king.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Well,
They're going to need something else.
If it was only these
they
pieces,
can't use a bishop. So the bishop's weakness, its strength is that it's fast. Its weakness is that it can only cover 32 squares. The knight is slow, but it can cover all those squares. So that's when you start talking about the pieces are very similar in value. Because one can do something the other can't, the one can do something the other can't, and vice versa. So that's why they start to become much more similar in value. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, let us put a rook on the board. The rook is better than either one of these pieces. Why?
Because it could cover all the pieces and it's not constricted to a color.
Well, that's what you just said. It can cover all.
Oh, sorry. It could cover all the pieces. It could cover all the squares, and it can move it could go all the way through the through the rows. It could go all the way through up to A8.
The file. This is called a file, and this is called a rank. Horizontal are ranks, and up and down are files.
Rank files.
So
yeah, it can move.
the bishop has speed. When you look at the rook's like, well, so do I. You're fast, I'm fast.
Yeah.
The knight can switch colors. The rook is like, so can I.
Yeah.
You switch colors, I switch colors. So the rook is got the best of both worlds. It can change colors, and it has speed. But when these two gang up on a rook, they do more work than the rook does. Right? A little bit, by the way. It's not like it's.
Sorry,
it is pretty
when
overwhelming.
which two?
You don't want to give up your rook you don't want to give up a bishop and a knight for a rook, because let's start doing some counts. The rook controls how many squares from right here? How many squares can it move to?
It can move to. Oh, sorry, 10 squares.
10.
Oh no, sorry, 14.
14, right? All 7 here and all 7 here,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it can never move to more than 14. If it's here, it's also 14. 7 here, 1 this way, and 6 this way. It can never do better. It could put it. You can put it in the middle of the board, and it's always going to be 17. 14. What am I? 17. Here, 7 is the number I was looking for. All of this, it's always 14. Always, always, always. Now, if you ask the knight, the knight in the corner can only move to 2 squares.
Yep.
You move it out of the corner, it can move to 3 squares. You put it on the side, it can move to 4 squares. You take it off the side and go 1 step up, it can move to 6 squares. It can move to 6 squares. And if you take it off of that edge and put it here, and anywhere within this realm here, it can go to 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So the knight is better placed in the center, and it has 8 squares to move to. 8 squares. But if we took the bishop also gets affected by this. If the bishop's in the corner, it can only move along this diagonal. Imagine the knight's not there. It has 7 squares.
Yep.
If you put it here, it has the 7 squares still along this diagonal, and these 2 more. This one here and this one here. So now it has 9. If you put it here, it has 11. The 7 squares along this diagonal and these 4. And if you put it in the middle, it has the 7 squares along the diagonal and another 6. That's 13. So in the middle, the knight gets better and the bishop gets better. The knight got 8, the bishop has 13. 8 and 13 is 21. While a rook maxes out at 14. So the knight and bishop have more potential to control lots of squares than a rook does.
Yeah.
Right? That's why a bishop and a knight, that's one of the reasons why a bishop and a knight school a rook alone. So don't think if you give up your bishop and knight for a rook, it's okay. It's not okay. Like, it's just not okay. You don't give up your bishop and a knight for a rook, because the bishop and knight have so many squares they can potentially control. And if you know how to use them, then you will beat a rook up. Now, what I said about the knight and the bishop being just about equal, we talked about the weaknesses and the strengths. But now I want you to imagine 2 bishops and 2 knights. So what do you think changes now?
In terms of?
Like in terms of the
what?
weaknesses and the strengths we talked about.
I think. In terms of your bishops are able to cover a lot more squares.
A lot more? What do you mean a lot more? What does that mean specifically?
Like, I mean, if you're able to put them, they'll have more control of the board. Like, if you set them in somewhere in the center, they'll be able to. I don't. How much was it when they were in the center? How many pieces? 13? 13 each. So in theory, you could get 26 squares compared to, what was it, the 12 total that these guys could get? Or 8, sorry. So the 16 that your knights could get.
So 2 bishops potentially can control 26 squares. 2 knights potentially can only control 16 squares. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
But not only that, remember the weakness of the bishop was that it was what? What did we say the weakness was?
Oh, the weakness that it was only it has to stay on its color.
And control
But now
over
that
how
you
many
have
squares
two.
on the board.
13.
No. Total
Oh, sorry,
squares.
pardon. Total
Total
squares
squares
for
that
the
it could
bishop?
potentially go to.
Total squares that it could potentially go to.
Out of the 64, the bishop could go to how many?
7.
No.
Wait.
Not in one move. I mean,
Okay.
access to how many squares? A bishop has access to how many squares on the board?
Oh, this is when you were talking about the in comparison to
The
the
knight, yeah.
the knight. Oh yeah, that 32 because it's half.
32, half,
Yeah,
right?
because it has success color. Yeah,
So when I drop the next bishop, we have
64, the entire board.
the entire board. The two bishops are like, pick us. Like, somebody's going to get it done, and we're going to get it done quickly.
Yeah.
If you put the knights, they still have access to the entire board, but what don't they have?
Speed.
They don't have speed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we say two bishops beat two knights. Because the bishops are like, whoop! They're just like that rabbit in the hare. But then the hare is like, yo, I got my homeboy. So we're like, zip, 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 zip. And the knights are like,
Yeah.
wait up, dudes.
Yeah. No,
Right?
no contest there. Yeah.
So this is why you don't trade off bishops for knights without thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think when you do those trades. Don't be like, oh, I'm just a bishop for a knight. It's 3-3. It's no big deal. No, I don't know, because them bishops, man, they cause problems later.
Mm-hmm.
Cause of speed.
I see.
All right? Okay,
Gotcha.
I'm taking you under the hood. I've given you a lot of information. I need you to digest it. I can't just overload you. So I'm going to stop right here so you can just use that, and we'll hook up again, and I'll show you some more stuff. But I want you to just meditate on that and play your games with the visualization. Don't make sure the app has these skill builders on it, so you can practice the skill builders. Quibs is on there, like we started at the beginning of the stream. Mate, there's a mate is fate is on there. The setup mates are not on there. We're gonna put that on soon though. So there are other skill builders. Pawn mower is really cool. Let me just show you pawn mower real quick, so you see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put a rook on the board, and I'm gonna put pawns. These pawns do not move.
Okay.
These pawns are just objects on the board. All right. So I'm gonna just put this on the board like this. Your job is to capture all these pawns in a row. The pawns do not protect anything. They're just they might as well be candy canes or chocolate kisses or whatever. So how can the rook, there are currently 6 pawns on the board. How can the rook take all 6 pawns in a row? Take. Remember, the pawns have no power.
And from this position, right?
Yeah. You
Where the
must
rook
take
is
on
currently
every
at?
single move.
Oh, okay.
There's only one way to do it.
Your start is
You only have one move.
your start. Yeah, your start's the one G5, but doesn't that
Wait,
just
don't move.
Oh, sorry.
Don't move. I want you to you can put the square, put a red mark or an arrow, but don't make the move. Just show us. I want you to think it through. So that's the first one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, I see. Okay. First one is there. Okay, so this one, and then I'm going up to this one.
Yeah.
I'm coming back down for this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to B4. I'm going to H4, and then I'm going to H2.
Nice. All right. So what I'm doing here is not only we're doing the visualization, we're having you look ahead, which is an important aspect of chess. Before you make the move, you plan ahead.
Yeah.
This exercise, you'll get a lot of this on the app, where you can just start visualizing future positions. That's what we're training down to.
And this one is more so just focusing on like getting targets, because I mean, if we move G5, right? Like the pawn just.
Yeah, if you think of it in terms of the rules of chess, then it's not.
Yeah. So it's like a practice, it's like a practice thing. Got it.
It's just a practice thing. It's practicing visualization and looking ahead.
Okay, gotcha.
Two key skills in chess.
I see.
All right. So that's what the app is all about. And I mean, it has many more of these kinds of exercises to train you to see the board, because the hardest thing for people who just start playing chess is to really see the board. Like, you make a move and the person takes something, you go.
I've blundered a lot of pieces because
So
of that.
I'm trying to jump over, right? Circumvent that. The long learning curve that you're blundering pieces. So I give training exercises to avoid that. And there's a bunch of them that you should like when you get on the app.
Gotcha. And Maurice, where can people find your app?
I just got to look in the app store and look at my name, Maurice Ashley.
There we go.
Done.
Awesome, man.
All right, and then you'll
Thank you so
get
much.
it, and then we'll and then you'll learn all this good stuff. The skill builders, to me, is the most important part of the app. The skill builders, because it's all about these kinds of exercises that not just you sit at the board and you're like, what do I do? The skill builders are like, you'll see the board. I see the board. I see it.
I can see.
I can see it.
And they're not squares.
They're not squares. We got to talk about them like squares because everybody else does, but they're not really squares.
All right, Bruce. Thank you so much, man. This was great.
Appreciate
this is phenomenal.
You,
Yeah, we'll definitely do this again in the future. This was super.
Cool.
Super
All right, I'm gonna say goodbye to my stream. This was fun. Thank you, Myth. Appreciate it. We'll do this again sometime, and we'll learn. We'll show them. We'll show them. And it's not about openings. It's about seeing the board.
Yes.
The app is for anybody who's a beginner, but on the hardest level, I've shown it to grandmasters and they have trouble with these skill builders on the hard level. I have trouble with my own skill builders on the hardest level because the time is ticking down, so your hand is like, so definitely. All right?
All righty, man. You have a great night. Once again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks, everybody. We are out. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the night. That's it.
Peace.